Feminist art is a language of interruption, a way of saying, this is not how the story ends. It breaks apart what we inherit and it reweaves it through women's lives, sometimes whispering and sometimes roaring. I'm very pleased to be joined today by Anoli Perera, who has been part of shaping this particular conversation. Largely self-taught, Anoli has been creating art for well over 30 years and is recognized as one of the pioneering contemporary woman artists in Sri Lanka. Her work have been informed by feminism and craft practices and also explore everything from women's issues and history to identity, myth and post-colonial concerns. Let's talk about where it all began, Anoli. What was the reason that you were so drawn to reimagining history through a woman's lens?
Well, like you said, I'm a self-taught artist, and I was not trained to become an artist, but I got my degree from the University of Colombo in sociology and political science and all that. But somewhere down the line, I changed my career and wanted to become an artist. And of course, this happened in the United States because my husband was doing his PhD there, and we got married and we moved to United States. So after that, I couldn't work as a student's wife, so I started painting, and that continued throughout my. After that, I didn't want to change change my job. Feminism came to my work, I suppose, gradually. When I started looking at the existence of women in domestic spaces, etc., and one particular experience really changed my way of thinking about art. That is, I think it was 1997. I witnessed this artist called Louise Bourgeois. She had a fabulous exhibition. She's a very pioneering artist. Now she's dead. So this was in Sweden. I saw it when I was during a visit, and that completely changed my way of thinking. And I had certain experiences of working with fabric. So when I started, when I saw Louise Bourgeois' work, all those experiences came back to me. So I connected to a different genre of working.
So Anoli, now you've been creating art for over 30 years, and throughout those 30 years your work has spoken to so many different struggles as well as hopes. Along this journey, Anoli, what has it taught you about the resilience of the women in our region, in the South Asian region?
I think, in South Asia, yeah, women is treated in a very contradictory way in certain sense, because in one aspect, the motherhood, the God worshipping a place where woman is taken, put it in a high pedestal. Whereas at the same time, when the ground level, you could see the contradictions, the way about the violence, the patriarchal system, how it treats women. So and the marriage, the whole idea of marriage and all that really kind of gives a different aspect to that worshipping.
Well, at this exhibition, Anoli, when someone stands in front of one of your works, what is the feeling or the question that you want them or you hope that will follow them all the way home and right throughout their lives, even after they step out of the Lotus Gallery in the museum?
Yeah, okay, so my work is called I Let My Hair Loose, Protest. it's about confronting the colonial gaze, or rather the male gaze. That thought, that particular experience gave me the idea of doing this, actually it's called a photo performance. I'm the one who's performing, and so I put in front of me a wig, a hair piece. And I asked the photographer to take a photograph. So it's about confronting the gaze of the male gaze, confronting the male gaze. So I take it as a protest. So that was my, so interestingly, when it was shown in Dhaka, the people who, the women who came to see the young women, they were intrigued by this whole idea of putting it, and they apparently has put their hair in front and they were taking photographs in front of this. So I don't know, so in my case I want them to think, to question why this hair.
Feminist Futures, Art, Activism and South Asian Womanhood. This art exhibition will showcase the works of leading artists from India, Nepal, Bangladesh and of course Sri Lanka. It is within this space of dialogue and disruption that Anoli Perera's work will resonate. Anoli, thank you very much for joining me today and for reminding us that art can whisper, roar as well as reimagine all at once.